Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Alisha, and in today's video, I want to do a book review of Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. So, let's talk about this one. So first off, I'm just going to go ahead and read the synopsis for anyone who hasn't read Catching Fire. I'm pretty sure that almost everybody on the planet has read it, but if not, I'm going to go ahead and read the synopsis. Now, I will tell you this is book 2 of the Hunger Games series, so let's read the synopsis and I'll give you my thoughts. The synopsis says, "Sparks are igniting, flames are spreading, and the capital wants revenge. Against all odds, Katniss has won the Hunger Games. She and fellow District 12 tribute Peeta Mellark are miraculously still alive. Katniss should be relieved, happy even. After all, she has returned to her family and her longtime friend Gale. Yet nothing is the way Katniss wishes it to be. Gale holds her at an icy distance. Peeta has turned his back on her completely, and there are whispers of a rebellion against the capital. A rebellion that Katniss and Peeta may have helped create. Much to her shock, Katniss has fueled an unrest she's afraid she cannot stop. And what scares her even more is that she's not entirely convinced she should try. As time draws near for Katniss and Peeta to visit the districts on the capital's cruel victory tour, the stakes are higher than ever. If they can't prove without a shadow of a doubt that they are lost in their love for each other, the consequences will be horrifying. In Catching Fire, the second novel of the Hunger Games trilogy, Suzanne Collins continues the story of Katniss Everdeen, testing her more than ever before on surprising readers at every turn." Okay, so now you're kind of up to speed with the synopsis. Let's get into the thoughts of this book. So first off, with this book, it took me a long time to read it. I don't know why, but when I first read The Hunger Games, loved it, breezed through it, read it really quickly. Then I said, okay, let me read Catching Fire, the second one. For whatever reason, when I first tried to read this book, I couldn't get past page 20. I don't know what it was, it just seemed really slow, I was uninterested, and I eventually put it down. That was years ago. And I have this thing where I must finish the series, so if this is a book series, then I should have finished it already. So when I think I watched one of the movies again, and I was like, oh right, I haven't finished the book series. Let's finish that. So I decided to pick up Catching Fire again. Again, for whatever reason, I don't know why I put this down to begin with, because when I read it this time, I was able to breeze right through it. Yeah, it was a little slow for me in the beginning, but after I got past like the whole like she's in the woods hunting thing and in the beginning, I breezed right through it. Like normally it takes me 2 weeks to read a book, especially with my little ones, but I read this in a week. If I had done that the first time around, I probably would have already read Mockingjay. Shh, I haven't read it yet. I'm getting there. But I've seen the movies, so I already know what happens. I just don't know how it plays out in the books versus the movies. So, my thoughts on this one. There's a lot. Like, I just felt like in this one, Katniss was really mopey. And so throughout the first half of the book, I don't know, like I was like, dude, like, smile once in a while. Like, be happy that you won the Hunger Games and your family has food and you guys are still alive. But at the same time, I get it. Like, I get why Katniss was, you know, unhappy, and she was always watching over her shoulders, and she was worried because Gale and Peeta weren't really like talking to her and they were keeping their distance and everything like that. I get it. And also with the victory tour, like, that was weird. Like, the victory tour for me, it was just like, yay, they won. Let's go talk to the other, like, all the districts and parade Katniss and Peeta and say, look, these guys made it. But at the same time, two people from the same district going to other districts and saying, look, our district won with 2 people, that does kind of set up the rebellion, I think. And that, I guess, has to be solved. But, and I forget what they called it. It was like a quarter quell or something like that. But it was basically them going back into the arena. Another sort of Hunger Games challenge. I don't know exactly what to call it, but they basically went back into the arena to do another Hunger Games, but this time they had all the victors from previous Hunger Games. Like, why? Why would you have to put them through that again? I just don't understand. Yeah, so I definitely didn't understand the whole point of the quarter quell and that sending them back into the district. But it was interesting also at the same time because you saw the cornucopia in the center, and like someone said, and I didn't get it until I started putting the pieces together towards the end, that there was a scene where a guy showed Katniss a watch that had the Mockingjay on it. And I was like, okay, that's weird. Why would they show the Mockingjay on a watch? And then when they started going into different sections and then something different happened, then I was like, oh, wait, a watch has ticking marks as you go through the clock. And if you go clockwise, then, 12 to 1 to 2 to 3. So each segment from 12 to 1 was one enemy or one sort of, I don't know what you would call it, like, one had the tidal wave and one had monkeys that would attack you. So each, I guess, section was like its own slice of evil, I guess you could say. We're gonna call it a slice of evil because everything seemed to kill them in one way, shape, or form. So that was genius on the game maker's side, but at the same time, like, until these guys figured it out and that there was a clock pattern to it, that was pretty crazy because it almost seemed like they were dying off left and right. But then there was also like these allies that even like in the beginning when they were like, okay, you have to make alliances, they were like, no, we don't want alliances. And I was just like, well, hold on here. If they don't have alliances, then how do they actually have alliances? Like, someone went behind their back and made the alliance with, what was his name? Finn, something with an F. And then there was Johanna, I don't even remember. Hazel and, let me see if I can find him. Hazel, there's Peeta, Katniss. Nope, that's Hamish. Finnick, that was his name. Finnick and Hazel, I believe, were together from one district, and then there was, I believe her name was Johanna, that was from another district, and then there was a couple of other people from different districts, and they all had some sort of alliance, and the alliance was made by Hamish before they went into the arena to help protect Peeta and Katniss. So that was interesting to say the least. It also sets this up for Mockingjay, which I know from the movies, they got separated from the arena and some of the characters went to the Capitol and some went to District 13. Sorry, spoiler alert if you haven't read that. That's what happens. but it happens in a certain way that I won't tell you. So overall, I think this was an interesting read. Again, I don't know what took me so long to read it. I think it was just the fact that I started reading it, I got bored, and I put it down, and then I never picked it up. So now I look forward to moving on to Mockingjay and finishing out this trilogy. And then I will rewatch the movies and see how it's different from the books and the movie. Well, that is all for me, guys. If you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below and tell me what you thought of the Hunger Games trilogy as a whole, or even Catching Fire as the book in itself. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!